Good morning. It's Elisa James Q&A Wednesday, and we are live across all channels today. And this is about answering your questions live. So if you're watching this on Instagram, if you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube, this is your opportunity to get to your voice questions answered live. I'm a holistic voice coach, and I help people speak with clarity and confidence every single time that they speak across all channels. Now, on my YouTube, I always look out for the comments, and today I've chosen 3 comments that we're going to jump into, and I'm going to give those people live coaching on air today. So let's jump right in. This is about the 3 most pressing questions that from people on my channel. Excuse me, morning voice. Now, a lot of people are really struggling with the same sorts of things. So when you go to my channel, The Voice of Confidence TV, you'll see lots of different answers for different things. But today, this particular video that most people have been really asking about has got dozens, hundreds and hundreds of thousands and thousands of views. It's around making your voice deeper. Now, I'm not quite sure why people are so obsessed about making their voice deeper, but let's dive into a few reasons like why people would want to do that and what does it achieve. First of all, I have to get rid of this mucus. 1 second. Very annoying. Now, how long will it take my voice to get deeper? This is what Taylor Styles has actually asked me. Now, here's the thing, Taylor, if you're young, it's going to take a while for your voice to drop and to make sure that your hormones and your growth is working really well. If you're an adult and you really sound a little bit too young, it could be 2 different things. 1, it could be the depth, absolutely, of your voice, but it could be 2, the way that you're speaking. If you, for instance, construct sentences like this, yeah, it's kind of like, and it's like, and it's like, if you're talking like a teenager all the time, of course you're going to be perceived as young and insecure or immature. You don't want to be using like and fillers all over the place. That will make you sound very, very young and very insecure. But here's the thing, we're going to make the voice deeper instantly today. This is what we're going to do. All I want you to do is take a yawn. I want you to open your throat and drop your voice box like this. Ready? When you go into a yawn position, I want you to do this with me. If you want a deeper voice, do this with me. Open your throat, drop your jaw, dip your tongue, and your voice box will naturally lower down. It's instant. Put your hands around your voice box. You'll notice when you track your sound, your voice box goes up. If you track it when it goes to a lower pitch, suddenly your voice box goes down. So the trick to a deeper voice is this. Drop your jaw, dip your tongue, and that will automatically make your voice box drop to a lower position. So the quickest way to learn this and to really get used to this movement if you want a deeper voice faster is to get up in the morning when our voice is sort of tired and the voice box is in a naturally lower position. Everyone has a lower voice in the morning. Then you're going to do these 2 things. You're going to take that nice open throat breath, drop your voice box down by, remember, dropping your jaw and dipping your tongue, and then you're going to hum on a note and then go lower and lower and lower like this. Start on your easy usable note. Hum. Drop the jaw. Do it again. Hum. Drop the jaw. Do it again. Hum. Drop the jaw. See, when I'm using the right muscles and I'm relaxing my voice, that low tone will be very clear and very strong. If you're doing it wrong, it'll sound like this. it'll sound like you're really choking yourself to death. So if you have to get a deep voice and do this by squeezing, pushing, and forcing your voice box down, that is not what I'm talking about. See, I can talk at this pitch, which is a bit higher and more engaging if you're speaking live to a group of people, or I can use this pitch if I want to get really serious. And it costs me no energy. I'm just thinking about lowering my voice box, engaging my muscles, of course, to support my voice all the time, and lowering my voice box for an effect, for a reason. You don't want to, this is Taylor, this is what I want you to think about here. This is for Taylor Styles, who has asked me a question on my YouTube channel. You don't want to have a voice that's deeper necessarily on every single pitch and every single time that you speak. That is tiring. Here's the reason why. When you're lowering your voice box, it's like doing a squat. Think about how tired your legs would be if you did a squat every single day. If you just walked around in the squat position, your poor thighs, your muscles in your legs would be working way too hard to be walking around in a squat position all day. Don't do that to your voice box. You want your voice box to be able to move up and down easily and effortlessly to all of the different notes. You want to have access to all of those notes, not just the low ones all the time, because if I spoke down here all the time, it would be extremely tiring to my voice, because I'm actually moving my voice box down by choice for long periods of time. You know, years ago, I actually did that as an experiment in a gig where I had to sing for, I think it was 5 sets. It was insane. I had to do 5 sets, 5 hours of singing all by myself with my band, but I was the lead singer, the only singer. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to do an experiment. I'm going to open my pharynx and drop my voice box down like opera singers do all day long, you know, to have that bigger sort of sound in pop music. I was using it in pop music. I was exhausted at the end of 5 hours because I had to physically move more muscles than I was used to moving. So I don't do it on a long-term basis because it's tiring. So what we're talking about here is dropping your voice box and making your voice deeper for short periods of time for an effect. That's it. That's all, folks. Just like that. That's all you want to use it for. Let's jump over to the comments and see who is with us today. And my computer is reminding me to go live. Good morning, Chris from Belgium. It's lovely to have you here. Thank you for joining me live. It's great to be live. Now, number 2, this is from, I forgot to put their name. Sorry about that. This is on my YouTube channel. How do I make my voice softer? Now, this is a bit of an issue for some people, and I'll tell you why. It's a bit of a trick question. You can easily make your voice softer anytime, especially if I get close to the microphone. You can hear me very clearly when I'm speaking, right? Now, all I've done to make my voice softer is actually, for this instance, I've lowered my pitch, because if you're making your voice softer, it might be to have a quiet personal conversation. So I might lower my pitch and add more airflow. It's a really easy fix. But here's the problem for speakers and singers if you think that softer is the way to go. When we add a lot of airflow like this all the time for many hours, it can tire your voice box out. Why? Because it's pushing too much airflow through, like whispering. Do not ever whisper. Whispering drives so much airflow through your vocal folds. It tires the vocal folds out and dries them out very quickly. So here's what I suggest instead of adding too much airflow to get a softer voice. I like to call it less volume, but with the same amount of clarity. Here's what we're going to practice. Are you ready? I'm going to sit up nice and straight so I can engage all of my support muscles. Sorry for my bird chirping in the background. She's very noisy when I'm on camera. She must be able to hear me from the other side of the house. Chirp, chirp, chirp. She's very happy. Okay, I'm going to count. Let's let's do counting to 10. I'm going to count just for a few seconds with a very loud voice. So please watch your ears. I'm not going to shout too loudly, but I'm just going to project loudly. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can hear how my throat is open, my sound is clear, and I'm projecting. And I would call that, let's say, energy level 6 and volume level 6 or 7 out of 10. I'm not screaming and I'm not shouting very loudly, but I'm projecting my voice in a big, powerful way as though I have no microphone and I need to get my voice to the back of the room. Now, that booming voice, if you have a loud voice by default, you might want to back off that volume a little bit. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to keep our support muscles on, but we're going to lower the volume. So in other words, I'm now working my body and my mind, my focus, in exactly the same way to energy level 6 or 7, but my voice is going to be lower. Not lower pitch, but lower in volume. I don't like to call it soft because soft means airflow to a lot of people. It's not airy. Ready? So I went from 1, and now I'm going to lower the volume only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm going to lower the volume again, not the pitch and not my work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to lower the volume one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you notice that my volume only is getting lower? Not the quality of my sound. The clarity is still there. The clarity is super important. When you're using your vocal folds properly, very little airflow escapes. This is the trick. If you're using them incorrectly, you could be doing a soft voice, which is pushing the airflow through the vocal folds, like a whisper. That will tire your voice out very quickly. Using it properly, like I just did, with support and back pressure, that won't tire your voice out at all. I use my voice like this between 8 and 12 hours a day. I coach people, my VIP clients and my mentoring students in my group every single day, and I'm coaching for at least 8 hours a day. That's a lot of talking, but I take care of my voice by doing these methodologies. So I hope that helped. Whoever asked that question, I will make sure that I point you towards this video so you can see the replay. Now, we have another question. Let's go back. Hello. Roger Tomlinson. Hi from England. Nice to meet you, Roger. Shout out to you. Thank you for being here. And Roger is joining me from YouTube on the Voice of Confidence TV live. That's why I can see his comments and that's why they can go up on the screen. And Chris is watching from Facebook. That's awesome. So Roger says, is it actually possible to develop a more attractive and sexy voice naturally? Absolutely, Roger. Have you had a look at my sexy voice videos? It was a bit of a silly thing. I felt a bit silly doing it, to be honest, if you look at the video. But here's the thing. So many people want a sexy voice. I suppose it's attractive. When we're really looking at sexy, when I was doing the research for those videos, Roger, I did research on the 3 guys that were voted to have the sexiest voices in the world. And one of them, of course, is Chris Hemsworth. Well, I would have chosen him. I don't know if he was on the list, actually. Morgan Freeman was on the list. So let's look at this for a second. Morgan Freeman and Chris Hemsworth, what do they have in common? Beautiful forward resonance. They're both trained actors, remember. They do a lot of voice work. They also have that resonance in the front of the face, but they have a fully projected sound, so it's very easy to understand. There's no croakiness or noise in the sound at all, and they have very balanced airflow and a low vibration to their sound. So when you really look at the 3 qualities, it's a combination of resonance, airflow, and low pitch. Now, it doesn't apply exactly like that to girls, which I found very interesting because the three sexy voices that people were voting on were Marion Cotillard, which is a French singer. She's got a bit of an airy sort of tone as well as low. But Scarlett Johansson, she sort of spoke like that, more American sounding and a little bit more throaty. So I thought that was quite interesting. So go and have a look at those videos. They're on my channel, Sexy Voice for Guys and Sexy Voice for Girls. Resonance, pitch, and airflow is pretty much the bottom line. So thank you for asking that question, Roger. Really, really cool. And yes, anyone can develop a good voice. I worked on my voice as a singer and an actor for more than 30 years. I did training consistently, and I was a professional in that field for more than 35 years of my life. That's what I did for the first part of my career before I went into coaching. And I can tell you unequivocally, when you know how to use muscles, you can do anything. It doesn't really matter what you want to do with your voice. You use it as a tool for expression, for self-expression, and you use it as a tool for communication and connecting with people. That's what I find the most important elements of speaking and making vibration are. Well, and whatever you want to use it for, that's good. Please use it for good because it's a superpower. You can use it for good. Okay, Stephanie's here. Thank you for joining us, Stephanie. It's lovely to have you live. And she's just said how to practice pronunciation. Great question. I don't know if you're in my course yet, Stephanie. Stephanie, it's called the Voice of Confidence Public Speaker Training. I will make sure that I put that link to the course directly under the YouTube comment where I'm seeing your comment today. The very first module in that 6-module course is about articulation and pronunciation. Now, it was originally aimed at ESL students, but now I realize how many people do not articulate very well. They're lazy. Teeth, tongue, lips, and jaw, not much going on for a lot of people. And so it's very hard for them to be heard and seen as leaders in their field. And that's what I do. I help people sound confident and competent when they're speaking. I love it because it improves your life on every level. When you're clear, you can be understood by everyone. It's so much better for our fulfillment and happiness. So Stephanie said, if somebody is speaking in a soft tone but wants to speak more serious, does the sound pitch change? If that depends, hang on, let me understand this properly. If someone is speaking in a soft tone but wants to speak more serious, does the sound pitch change if that depends on being a knee goo? I don't think I'm understanding you, sweetie. Let me see. Okay, the pitch does not have to change when you speak softer, like I'm doing right now. I'm just backing off the volume, but my pitch is not going down. It's still staying up and quite urgent because I want you to be engaged. I could drop my pitch any time and drop the softness and make my tone soft as well. Absolutely. So pitch and volume is absolutely not related. You can relate them if you want to. It's completely up to the technician, if you like, the person who's using their voice. I can go up in pitch and up in volume, or I can go down in pitch and down in volume, or I can go up in volume and down in pitch, or up in pitch and down in volume. You see, it doesn't really matter. It's not attached. People think that it is, but it's absolutely not. So I hope that answers your question, Stephanie, because I wasn't quite sure what you meant by the end of that phrase. So please just pop in an extra comment below so I can help you even further. So yes, soft is more airflow. Less volume is better if you want to be a leader in your field. You don't want necessarily more airflow unless you're trying to achieve what Roger is trying to achieve, which is more of a sexy tone. And then in that case, yes, add a bit more airflow because sexy tone, for whatever reason, sounds a bit airy. And you know why I think that is? Because it's not abrasive. It's not in your face. It's not going to turn people off. It's going to actually draw people to you because your voice sounds very calm. because of the airflow and more attractive, more easy to listen to. That balanced airflow does wonders for let's say, disarming the nerves in somebody. If they hear that all day, for instance, and I was talking to you like that with a very edgy voice and not much airflow going through, it's very annoying. You're going to switch people off if you add too much edge and not enough air. So that's what I like to do, is help people balance their sounds. And it's all choice. It's just a choice. Actors and singers do this for a living every single day. If I can do it, you can do it. I've got, what have we got? 𝒊𝒔𝒔𝒖𝒆 here. How do I speak with confidence without sounding like a narcissist? Because I struggle to speak to my sister. Oh, as she has cancer because our mother died from. Oh my God, sweetie. Wow. Okay, let me see if I can help you here. This is a really big question. How do I speak with confidence without sounding like a narcissist? All right. I'm going to ask you a question, Malik, and I want you to put the answer underneath this video. When I'm speaking with confidence, like I am in this video, I am 100% confident about my topic, because I've been working with voice for most of my life. I'm in my 50s now. I'd had a very successful career in show business for 35 years. I've got 2 master's degrees. I know my stuff, right? So when I speak with confidence. So here's the question, Malik. Do you think that I sound like a narcissist when I'm speaking to you confidently? Pop that answer below. I'd love to hear the answer. Believe me, I was married to a narcissist for 25 years. I know what it's like to be lectured to by a narcissist. It's a very different type of thing. But when you speak from the heart, when you speak with the intention to connect with the other person, when you speak with the intention, excuse me, when the intention of giving, of serving, of helping somebody, that vibration will come through your voice. That's the biggest gift, my love, that you can give to your sister. Make sure that you disarm your nervous system so you don't get triggered. You stay calm, you breathe, you let a little bit of air flow through so it calms down the person that's listening to you, and use everything that I just worked on with somebody else. Low pitch, more volume, and lower your volume at the same time. Sorry, low pitch, more airflow, less volume. That will help your sister stay calm. You don't want to speak at somebody. You want to speak with them. So help them, ask them questions, connect on that heart vibration. You will never sound like a narcissist if you truly care. Narcissists only care about themselves, about their ego, about being heard, about being the center of attention. It's all about them. This is not about me. This is about helping others. So can you see the difference? It's a very big difference. I want you to really get this, Malik. Great. And also we've got, okay, great. So Malik says, no, you don't sound like a narcissist, but I love how confident you are. You remind me of my grandma. Oh, gee, thanks. Oh, my grandma, whom I murdered because she was old. I loved her and she had to conquer, so I laughed. Shit. I'm not sure that we have a really good conversation going on this channel, so I'm not going to answer any more questions because it sounds a bit odd. So if you're yanking my chain, thank you for being here. It's lots of fun, but I'm going to delete the comments if they're a bit off base, okay? So let me go on to Stephanie. So Stephanie, would you rather learn how to articulate in a sophisticated way or admit to having a consent? Would you rather learn how to articulate in a sophisticated way or admit to having consensual rape? Oh my goodness. You've got some very weird questions going on. Thank you for joining us, guys, but I'm going to close this down. So Chris, you can also say it slowly. Yes. Chris, thank you for being here and thank you for your sensible questions. I'm happy to answer anyone who has sensible questions, but if you're trying to bait me or disrupt my channel, thank you for joining us, but they will be deleted and they will be deleted from all the comments. I'm here to help. I'm not here to support weird ideas, and I'm not here to help people who are not in their right mind. I want to help people who can speak up and speak out with healthy confidence to help other people. I'm here to serve. That's all. So thank you for joining me today. And thank you for the people who are getting value out of this channel. I really appreciate it. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. I'll see you next time. Bye.